Welcome to weekly forecast of Nifty top 10 stocks and major indexes. So we will begin with the gold. So in the last week, we have discussed in the gold like stay in the sell because of this sharper movement. So we were expecting it to fall one fall, maybe to at least to the trend line low. Right. So here in case of gold, what happened last week, like here, it was a sharp fall. So we were expecting gold to behave like this, one downside movement, right? For at least we were expecting it to come 1860 or at least the 61% of this top recent high, that is from the level of 1860 to 2015, 1920 or 1919 we were expecting in case of gold. So later what happened, if you see the structure here, this was like something 1 2 3 4 5, something has ended here at this particular point, and when you see this as like a trend line, so there it given a breakout followed by the consolidation, then it raised. Okay, now what is for the next week we can expect in case of gold is in the smaller time frame or in the smaller zone, it has moved above. When it most of the time what happened, I told in the last week also, like most of the time what will happen or these kinds of the structure where we are able to see only two-way structure, most of the time they'll come to the 80%. So we'll check with the Fibonacci whether it is 80% or this moment will be the 80%. So it is near 80%, maybe 78% or something, or 76% from this top to bottom, and this adjacent move or opposite of that move. Okay, so here there is a chance this will go to 80% and then come back. That will be completing the structure of A bigger, B bigger, and C bigger. Okay, so here in case of gold, we can expect some upper movement up to the level of 2010 and 2013. Then we can expect one fall in case of gold for the next week. So I'm keeping it open like this, and from the downside maybe this. So it will be like 2060 or 61. Probably 80% will be the level is 2025. This will be expected move in case of gold for the next week. So look for the buy setup, not to sell as of now until and unless it crosses below the 1910. Okay, so it may do like this, or if it is spending some more time, let's say whatever the time it took, like simple ABC structure, if it is taking more than that, let's take this as a half time. So if it is spending more time, then what we are expecting is one downside movement. This will be now A. If it is not crossing the level in time, let's take 50 to 60% or 80% of that, then we can expect one more down adjacent to this. So that will be A 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be the downside. Okay, but if it is as the angle is raised, above 45 degree and the movement is little bit sharper. So look for the buy setup for 1944, 1994 and 2025 for gold for the next week. So look for the buy setup, not to sell. For silver, same, like whatever the movement is went sideways, this has completed some structure, or it might be the part of his 0, A, B, and now it is for the C. Okay, so look for the buy setup in case of silver, not to sell as of now. Maybe you are expecting in case of silver is 29 or 30 USD. So look for the buy in case of silver, not to sell. Okay. We'll be looking now Nifty. So in case of Nifty, so if I'm connecting just these two trend lines, if you see exactly now, it was the first support, then this will be the second. Now here near this structure, it is taking support, and this movement for the upside is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 7 days. It is a narrow range, maybe probably like 11,300 to 11,600 or 300 points movement in 6 to 7 days. Okay, we are some movement here towards upside will be little slow now. As it is slow, there is a chance of reversal is quick, but as of now on the daily structure, it is not for the sell until and unless it gives the confirmation for the sell. Okay, for the hourly structure, what it says. If I go in line chart in the end, like something started from this point or this point. So here it is 1, 2, or 3, 4, or 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4. This might be the extended fifth wave. For that, I need to consider this as a 1 and 2, this as a 3 and 4. I need to check the length of the fifth wave, the third wave, whether it is bigger than the first. If it is so, at the end, it is something will be end in the form of 5 waves. So if it is in the fifth wave 1, 2, and this will be the 3, 4, then this is a 5. Then this will be like a smaller 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then will be the reversing point for Nifty. If it is sharper, we will be getting the downside. If not, we'll be staying in buy for at least 10,760 or 720 range. Okay. But as per now, in case of Nifty, look for the buy, not for the sell. So at least we were expecting earlier like 161% of this smaller amount, 161% or like 61%, sorry, 61% of this smaller amount that will be considered like, for example, a simple a B, and C structure. So that was the level which is coming is 11,004, 11,655. So we were expecting it like 11,600 to 11,620 or something. Okay, and if I see with this downside moment, maybe from this end or this end, 61% will be now 11,770, means 11,720 nearest. For that, the structure will be like this: A, B, and C. Okay, there is a two uh, structure here, that is ABC simple here. I'm considering this as a top and this as a bottom. So we can expect it to go for 720 or 800. in that. So the smaller zone or in the smaller uh, channel, just I'm changing color. So in case of Nifty, so we can expect two things here. If it is part of this movement or after this ABC movement, there is just two accepted or acceptable structure here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or ABC kind of structure here in case of Nifty. For example, let's say if it is the 1 and 2, if it is the 3 and 4, will be the 5 for the next one. That will be going for 11,800 or even for the 900 or even whatever the range it can be. Okay. Or if it is a simple ABC kinds of structure, because all this upper movement or the previous moves are like a two-way structure, that is for the after what we say neutral, no, it's a diametric pattern. So there is a chance if it is reverses, that will confirm only below 11,308 now. So earlier our level was like 11,111. I hope that is might be here. Yes, 111,111 was the level. Maybe this or this part is maybe here 11,100 and change. So now the important level will be this. So if it breaks, we will be changing our structure. That is 11,300 and change. Okay. So here in the still, if you go a little bit lower temperature and remove this, so you can considering only this upside movement, that is from this part to this upside movement. If I go a little bit lower time frames, I'm removing everything. So this will be my new channel or new structure of 15 minutes chart. So in that, if I look the chart closely, so something has started here or here or here, right? If it is a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, if it is a fifth wave, let's say this has a 1 and 2, this has a 3 and 4, and if fifth wave is started 1 and 2, it's a 3 and 4. Now it is a smaller fifth wave and starting, that will be like 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5. If not, it will be the upside movement and we will be starting downside move in case of 15 minutes. But if it is crossing the low of, let's say, 11,300 and change in lesser time, then we will be turning from buy to sell. So I'm marking this level, thinking this as the highest point. So if it is not opening or not going towards 680 tomorrow or Monday, and if it is crossing before 7th September or something, so we'll be seeing one down in case of Nifty for sure. Okay, so this will be the important level for me, that is 11,309. And if it is not crossing the high, we will be looking buy on the confirmation. But as of now, you can look for the buy, not to sell. Okay, it can go even for the 720 or 760 or even to the 800 in case of, for example, A, B or like 1 and 2. This will be like 3 and 4, and this will be the 5. Okay, so look for buy, not to sell in case of Nifty, but in case if it opens down and giving a fast confirmation for the downside, you can look for it. That's it. What about Bank Nifty? In the Bank Nifty, earlier we were discussing to stay in a buy because the movement is little bit sharper. So now what can be expected in case of Bank Nifty is a simple ABC structure. So look for the buy in case of Bank Nifty, not to sell, for at least up to the level of 24,500 was the level earlier, 24,800 was the earlier level, or 24,000. Now it can go up to the level of 25,000 or up to this channel, that will be 25,300 or 400 change. So for example, if it little bit consolidate here, so there is a chance it might go, if it goes inside the channel, then the target will be 26,000 change. For the next week, you can expect one up. For example, if it is sharper, so it can go even for the 27,000. So look for buy setup, not to sell in case of Bank Nifty for the next week. Okay, so we'll be looking these USD INR and crude charts. Daily structure. So here in case of USD INR, we were looking buy because this was like a sideways movement. Now some structure are changed because of this is like a 1 and 2 or A and B. Now for this will be like a and B. This will be for the third wave. If it is crossing in a sharper way, we'll be looking for the sell in case of USD INR. But if you look this movement, this is for the sharper upside and then it is going in a sideways. So I don't think it is going to go for the downside. It may be taking the support at the 72.50 or 72 uh, level, and then it might reverse for the upside. So here you can look for the smaller sell, maybe to the level of 72 or 71.50. Then if it reverses, then you can look for the buy for 77 USD in case of USD INR. Okay, crude. So crude, there is structurally nothing has changed. So you can look for the buy. A smaller sell can be expected, but that will be used for that buy opportunity because it is consolidating in a very narrow range from last 2 weeks. Okay, so it can reverse little bit, but that can be used for the buying opportunity. So look for buying, not to sell in case of crude. But if it is somewhere you are getting the opportunity or like a sharp sell down and closes below the previous low in lesser time, then you can consider in case of crude for the sell. Okay, here if it breaks sharper the level of 41, then you can look for the sell. But as of now, you can stay in a buy in case of crude for next like 46 or 47 USD. Okay, look for buy, not to sell in case of USD INR. Now for the individual stocks, for HDFC, structurally nothing has changed here in case of Arly. So you can look for the buy. You may expect a little bit downside, that can be expected, but use that opportunity for the buy. So look for buy setup, not to sell in case of HDFC Bank. So as if I add the channel, okay, here in the smaller zone or smaller variation, as it is in the sideways or just above the channel. So there you can, if it consolidates, you can expect one more up in case of HDFC Bank. So look for the buy, not to sell in case of HDFC. At least it will be going to go for 1964 or something. So, okay, after that we will decide whether it reverse from here and go upside or straight for the upside. So look for buy in case of HDFC, not to sell. HDFC Bank structurally hasn't changed much, so you can look for the buy. As this moment is like a 1 and 2 and here it's consolidating, so there is a chance it will go one more up, maybe to the level of 100%. That will be 1160 or something, then to the upside. So look for the buy setup in case of HDFC Bank, not to sell. Like if something has started here, not any big move For example, here, if it breaks the level, then we will be thinking it as A, B, and C, and something has started from this 1020 level. So look for the buy in case of HDFC Bank, not to sell. Okay. Hindustan Unilever. So we were in the sell in case of Hindustan Unilever. So look for the sell. Structurally hasn't changed much. So here it has given record below this 2167. So you can expect one down, maybe to the level of 2066 or 65. So look for sell, not to buy. Okay, ICICI Bank. So we were expecting some buy. So here it moved upside. What you can expect for the next peak? Look for the buy, not to sell in case of ICICI Bank. Okay. It may come a little bit down, maybe to the level of 400 or 406. Then it will reverse for one more up. So look for the buy for at least 460 or 450, not to sell in case of ICICI Bank. Infosys. So this we were expecting in the earlier, like if it is consolidated on the channel, so you can look for the buy. So now in case of Infosys also there is no sell because this movement is now sharper for the upside and it is consolidating. So we can expect one more up for 1000 and 1080. And for the channel wise, this will be upper channel. So now the next will be whenever it gives a breakout. Let's say if it gives a breakout like this, after this consolidation, we'll be looking for 1100 and 1120 in case of Infosys. So look for the buy, not to sell. ITC, stay in a buy, not to sell. If it is like crossing this level, but not in a sharper way. If you look this, not in a sharper way. If it comes a little bit down also, there is a chance it will reverse and go upside. So look for the buy in case of ITC for 230 and 234, not to sell. Okay. And there is a power cut, so I'm sorry for that. Whatever, like it will run, let it be. If you have a questions, you can type it because I won't be able to hear because the speaker is not connected for the UPS. Okay, so I'll be looking these remaining stocks, and if time remains, we'll be going for the large. L&T, structurally same, nothing has changed. So look for the buy in case of L&T for 1110. So stay in a buy. If it comes to the level of 920 shares, so there is a chance that it will be going upside. So look for the buy, not to sell. What about Reliance? Still there is no sell. You can look for the buy. Okay. So as it is consolidating in a sideways, so we were expecting it to go one up. So look for the buy, not to sell. So maybe to the level of 2400 and 2500. So look for the buy, not to sell in case of Reliance 2. TCS, structurally looking good as it is consolidating, and as expected, like here if it consolidates, look for one more buy. So stay in a buy in case of Tata Consultancy also. So look for the buy setup, not to sell in case of TCS. So Bajaj Finance, we'll look one. Yeah, Bajaj Finance also, there is structurally nothing change. So you can expect it to go for at least 80%, that is 4179. So look for the buy, not to sell in case of Bajaj Finance also. So I am expecting at least it to go for 80%, that is 4179, until there is a huge structurally change in the Bajaj Finance. So look for the buy in case of Bajaj Finance for 4179 or 4200, not to sell. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can type it because system is running on the UPS. Because I can't be able to hear you, I won't be able to hear you. So you can type if you have any doubts, or else like we will be ending this session. Any questions? I'm not able to hear you, sorry for that. But if you have any doubts, you can please do type so that if time permits, and The UPS, if allows, I will be answering them. Okay. In case of S&P, there is still one more moment. Maybe it reverses from this point or straight. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. After that, we can expect outside. So 36.50 or 36.50 will be the reversal. So if you have no questions, then we will be ending the session here. So some more people are joining. So there is no power here. So I'm running on UPS. So if you have any doubts, so please do type so that I'll be answering them, or else like we will be ending this session here. Okay. As Abhi came, I hope we'll see a Bitcoin once.
Yes, thank you, Madhavji.
Yeah. In the earlier, like we were expecting a smaller correction, so here we can expect one more like smaller correction. So if it comes to the level of 11,000 or something, you can use that opportunity for the buy.
Okay.
So stay in a buy, not to sell in case of USD INR too.
In case of BTC USD, right?
So if you have any questions, please do type because I won't be able to hear. The speaker is not connected to the earphones. Or else I'll be ending the session here. Yes, in case of Bitcoin USD, you can stay in a buy for at least 13,000 and 13,500. So stay in a buy, not to sell in case of US Bitcoin USD. So maybe to the level of 14,000 also. Structurally hasn't changed in case of that. So stay in a buy. Shriram and Axis Bank. What is that, Shriram? Transport. Maybe that is yes, it is structurally changing a little bit, so you can stay in a buy for this upside movement now, at least to the level of this high, because this will be the simple A and B now for the C. So you may expect this to happen, and that will be coming to the nearest, I think, 38% or 50%. Yes, it's near 50%. So look for buy at least for the 880, or if it further moves for the upside above 890 or something, then for 90 cases. At least for now, you can expect 880 in case of Shriram Transport. Look for the buy, not to sell. Okay. For Axis Bank, yes, for Axis, you can look for the buy. Here it was like maybe the structure that of diamond shape. So this total structure will be A and B. Now will be for the C. So look for buy for the smaller upside, maybe to the level of 530 or 540. Even if it further goes, you can go for 620 or something. And as the Fibonacci, it might be going for the 61%. That will be 578 and 580 level. Okay, so look for buy, not to sell in case of Axis Bank. So you can expect this to happen in case of Axis Bank. So look for buy, not to sell. Yeah. USD INR, we have seen a smaller downside movement can be expected, but not like it will be going for the downside, because USD INR looking like it will reverse on the channel. If I go for the daily structure, it is like, for example, it is near that structure. So here it can reverse, and if it goes inside the channel, that will be good sign. If not, also, for example, if this is a 1 and 2, and it will be like a 3 and 4, now at least one upside movement, maybe a smaller, can be expected if it has to go for the downside. So look for the buy setup, not to sell in case of USD INR. So this can use like a one more up before it can go any further down. So we'll be expecting this before it can go any further. So look for buy as of now. If it goes inside the channel, then we will be looking for the sell when it found weak. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Anything? Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful weekend. Sorry for this technical glitch. Or yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot.